the attorney, Myjahnee, who attempted to cast his actions as improper and potentially unlawful. What begins as a simple DMCA counter notification spirals into a broader debate about free expression, creator rights, and how fear can be weaponized when legal terminology is wielded carelessly. The conflict itself began straightforwardly enough. A YouTube video was removed following a copyright strike. The creator affected believed the strike to be unjustified and sought assistance from Octavius Prime, who agreed to act as an authorized representative in submitting a DMCA counter notification on their behalf. This process is standard and unremarkable. YouTube itself explicitly provides the option for authorized representatives, whether business managers, agents, or trusted third parties, to submit filings on behalf of creators. In this case, Octavius acted transparently with full consent and followed YouTube's established process exactly as intended. Yet, when attorney Myjahnee addressed the matter publicly, she reframed this ordinary act as something
live
suspicious.
now? I didn't know we was live.
During one of her live streams, she solicited
What's going on, y'all? How long have I been live?
Inviting them to share what they knew about Octavius.
All right, so let me rewind back.
Speculation based on incomplete information. As chat messages
What's going on, y'all?
She began forming conclusions.
I did not. I hit the live button by accident, but that's cool. Everything already set up anyway. You know what I mean? But so I do want y'all to listen to the intro because we're gonna break down the lies that this person is. That I truly believe this person is trying to run some kind of like game with her people for another type of money grab. I don't know. Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's what Myjahnee wants to do. I don't know. But it looks like that because this is a nothing burger to say that you're calling the cops because I did a DMCA authorized representative thing or whatever. So I didn't know I hit the live button. So since we live, we'll go ahead and start it. All right. So hit that like button in the meantime. Enjoy. And I'm going to step off camera for a minute, but I will be commenting in between. But I want everybody to listen. And dealing with somebody like that, you know what I'm saying, supposed to be skilled in law, stuff like that. These AI commentaries, which are entertaining and educational at the same time, I want you guys to pay attention to it because it's a lot of learning in that. There is no grounds for that lady to call the police on me on any level because I filed an authorized representative, whatever. Also, I never signed any adhesion contracts or gave her anything. I didn't like practice law. No one gave me a retainer or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So what she's talking about is complete bull. And I'll let y'all hear that. And I will be commenting from time to time. But I do want y'all to hear this because a lot of people are not in the know about this type of stuff. People like that, in my opinion, are doing their best to keep us ignorant. You know what I mean? Because what she is putting out is total ignorance and it's slander. You know what I mean? To say that I'm committing a crime and that you want to call the police on me as a trained lawyer is idiotic. You know what I mean? It's in the law, period. It says that right there in the law. But we'll get into it, though. And we'll also talk about her strange bedfellows, as y'all see. If you're not entertained by the AI stuff, go to my community wall. Look at some of the videos I posted about the person that's supposed to be the expert on Octavius, a self-admitted pedophile that's 5'2", that's DL homosexual. And all this stuff is documented. You know what I mean? And we have exposed that person so many times. And the thing is, the person is reaching out to different sectors everywhere I go. You know, want to be like Peter Pan's shadow, I guess. But you know, the community post in his own words body him. I mean, anybody want to believe somebody that said they want to like piss in a little girl's mouth, and that's one of the videos. And there's more egregious things that this person has said throughout the years. And Myjahnee doesn't know the moment that you piss him off, Myjahnee, he's going to drag your child. Octavius ain't going to never speak on your child. You know what I mean? I do notice that you have your kid over there and shit like that. But, even with the chopping up with Ross or whatever, that nigga will drag your kid. You piss him the fuck off. He's like a bitch. He's like a fucking, he's a beef sector, certified queen. Okay. He's 5'2". He never slam dunk, never tackled no nigga, never had any kind of like anything that he ever like did in life that make him feel good as a man. But he believes coming online dragging and being disgusting and talk about little kids makes him hard. How unfortunate of a life that he has. All right, so once y'all listen to this, we're going to get into it.
In the ever-expanding ecosystem of YouTube, disputes between creators are inevitable, but rarely do they escalate into complex battles involving copyright law, psychological manipulation, and public perception. This is the story of Octavius Prime, a creator who stepped into the role of an authorized representative to assist another YouTuber facing a copyright strike, and the attorney Myjahnee, who attempted to cast his actions as improper and potentially unlawful. What begins as a simple DMCA counter notification spirals into a broader debate about free expression, creator rights, and how fear can be weaponized when legal terminology is wielded carelessly. The conflict itself began straightforwardly enough. A YouTube video was removed following a copyright strike. The creator affected believed the strike to be unjustified and sought assistance from Octavius Prime, who agreed to act as an authorized representative in submitting a DMCA counter notification on their behalf. This process is standard and unremarkable. YouTube itself explicitly provides the option for authorized representatives, whether business managers, agents, or trusted third parties, to submit filings on behalf of creators. In this case, Octavius acted transparently with full consent and followed YouTube's established process exactly as intended. Yet, when attorney Myjahnee addressed the matter publicly, she reframed this ordinary act as something suspicious. During one of her live streams, she solicited input from her audience, inviting them to share what they knew about Octavius.
Now, for a lot of y'all content creators in the Latrice Allen sector, listen to this methodology that she uses. This is why she's always thinking that she can file lawsuits on everybody while at the same time being just as messy as anybody out here. You know what I mean? So what she does is she'll say stuff and then she'll talk to her audience and stuff and they back her up and say, oh yeah, oh wow, like yeah,
Octavius and encouraging speculation based on incomplete information. As chat messages poured in, she began forming conclusions not based on verified facts, but on rumors and crowd-sourced assumptions. Statements about Octavius's intentions, his motivations, and even his supposed affiliations were floated without evidence, reinforcing a narrative that Octavius had overstepped boundaries. This behavior matters because it demonstrates the shaping of perception through communal bias. By amplifying unverified claims from her viewers,
please hit the like button, everyone.
Cultivated an atmosphere where conjecture began to masquerade as fact. Once the audience saw other participants agreeing, social validation kicked in. What one person guessed, another affirmed, until a cascade of assumptions created the illusion of consensus. But illusion is not evidence, and consensus built on speculation does not create truth. Adding to this dynamic, Myjahnee herself hinted that Octavius's actions might have been improper, at times suggesting she could involve local authorities if she were inclined to be spiteful. The implication was deliberate, that Octavius's role as an authorized representative was potentially unlawful, perhaps bordering on unauthorized legal practice. This framing introduces not just confusion, but intimidation, subtly planting the idea that police involvement might follow from what was, in reality, a routine administrative process. To analyze these claims fairly, we must leave speculation behind and return to the framework of law itself. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, specifically 17 U.S.C. 25112G, governs the process for removing and restoring online content. When a copyright holder submits a valid takedown request, the platform, in this case, YouTube, must comply and remove the material. However, the alleged infringer retains a statutory right to file a counter notification asserting that the takedown was improper or mistaken. Importantly, the law does not require that only attorneys may file such a document. It requires only that the signer, the creator or their authorized representative, provide accurate identifying information, consent to federal jurisdiction, and make a declaration under penalty of perjury. Octavius fulfilled these obligations precisely. He acted with authorization. He submitted the counter notification in full compliance with YouTube's process and federal law. There is nothing unlawful, unethical, or even unusual about this. And yet, in the livestream, Myjahnee continued to suggest otherwise, sometimes indirectly and sometimes overtly, allowing audience-driven speculation to fuel doubt by crowdsourcing facts from her viewers while simultaneously invoking her own authority as an attorney. She constructed a powerful narrative, one that...
Yes, that's one of the things she loves to do. It's all conjecture. If you notice, this lady has not pulled up any law showing nothing, that any law that I broke where I'm supposed to go to jail. Like how she just started off her live was climbing stairs. It's weird. You know what I mean? Like, you're clout chasing me. I did a counter notification. You lost. You played around with your people. You got money from your people, and you gave them nothing. There was nothing given. Like no performance. If there was any kind of fraud, it looked like it's on your end. What performance did you do for your people requesting money from them? And also, you're doing fundraisers on YouTube without informing them. For the record, you could be struck on YouTube doing a fundraiser, okay, or a giveaway without actually informing YouTube that you're going to do that. Okay? It corrects privacy issues. So, like, if I want to be really, like, yeah, I know YouTube policy really well. But we're going to move past that. Let's go ahead. We finished it up. Y'all would enjoy the commentary.
Merged rumor, fear, and perceived expertise into a single emotional frame. This combination is potent because it taps into several well-studied psychological biases. First, authority bias. When someone presents themselves as an attorney, viewers naturally assume their statements are correct, even if the legal claims are flawed. The title carries weight, and that weight can overshadow critical thinking. Second, social proof. As the chat collectively speculated and agreed upon unverified claims, other viewers interpreted this agreement as confirmation of truth. Third, fear appeal. By referencing local authorities, Myjahnee triggered an instinctive anxiety that Octavius's actions might somehow carry criminal consequences,
which there are none.
Disputes being civil matters handled exclusively in federal jurisdiction. This three-pronged strategy, authority, social proof, and fear, is highly effective at shaping perception in real time, especially during live broadcasts where emotions run high and information flows rapidly. Yet effectiveness does not equal accuracy. When stripped of these psychological layers, the facts remain unchanged. Octavius acted lawfully, transparently, and in accordance with both YouTube's policy and federal statute. The problem arises when speculation replaces substantiation. In the livestream, assumptions multiplied faster than corrections, creating a feedback loop where opinion became indistinguishable from fact. Once a narrative gains momentum, countering it requires more than presenting evidence. It requires dismantling the mechanisms that made the narrative persuasive in the first place. That is why this dispute is about more than just copyright law. It is about understanding the interplay between perception and reality, rumor and record, authority and truth. From a purely legal standpoint, Myjahnee's implications collapse under scrutiny. Filing a counter notification does not constitute unauthorized practice of law. It is a standardized administrative process designed for creators and their agents alike. Local authorities have no jurisdiction over DMCA disputes.
Fuck
No
that.
statute, precedent, or platform policy supports the claim that Octavius's actions were improper in any way. From a psychological standpoint, however, her approach reveals deliberate framing techniques. Soliciting information from an audience creates an illusion of collective knowledge. Presenting assumptions as possible facts encourages viewers to treat conjecture as reality. Leveraging her legal credentials amplifies credibility while reducing skepticism, and invoking law enforcement introduces the specter of danger, creating urgency and fear.
That is the main thing that she does since I came across her. She conjectures, and that's part of the manipulation. She does the conjectures, and she has crowdsourcing where she talks to the people, and then they make up assumptions and she repeat them back. That could be what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? And she thinks that like that, whatever she's doing makes her absolved from what she's like. Really, it's like a form of slander the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, she was over there talking about, I don't know how my ex-girlfriend popped up into the conversation at all, but it's about a counter notification and me going to jail for practicing law without a license. So how do those go together? How it goes together where you need to talk to somebody on the back end and whether Octavius is abusive towards women or not, when it's about me being in a position of an authorized representative. You're moving from that point purposely. It's manipulation. Manipulation is another word for witchcraft. And what is witchcraft? In Hebrew, it means pharmaki. It's the manipulation of something.
Even where none exists. For viewers unaware of their rights under federal law, these tactics are persuasive, but persuasion is not proof. The distinction between narrative control and factual accuracy matters profoundly in the creator economy. YouTube's copyright enforcement system is already intimidating for many, laden with legal language and high-stakes consequences. Most creators are not trained in copyright law, and misinformation can dissuade them from exercising rights explicitly granted to them under the DMCA. If they believe wrongly that filing a counter notification could invite criminal investigation, they are more likely to stay silent and accept wrongful takedowns. That chilling effect undermines both creative expression and due process. Octavius Prime's actions stand in contrast to this fear-driven narrative. He did not speculate, mislead, or intimidate. He followed procedure, secured authorization, and acted in good faith. While Myjahnee and her audience traded assumptions during a live stream, Octavius operated within the framework Congress established to protect creators from overreaching copyright claims. That framework exists for precisely this reason, to ensure that individual voices are not silenced by improper takedowns or speculative narratives. When the noise of rumor and rhetoric fades, the conclusion becomes unavoidable. There was no misconduct, there was no overreach, there was no violation. Octavius Prime exercised a lawful right on behalf of another creator, exactly as the DMCA intended. Myjahnee's livestream may have generated speculation and fostered emotional responses, but speculation does not change statutes, and perception cannot override platform policy. In the creator economy, where narratives can be shaped in real time and assumptions can harden into truth within minutes, the importance of grounding action in verifiable facts cannot be overstated. For viewers, this is a reminder to question authority, scrutinize claims, and separate speculation from evidence. For creators, it is a lesson in empowerment. Know your rights, assert them confidently, and do not be
All right, we got that point. So that point is done. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm gonna get into Myjahnee, but let's go and talk about some happy news. Okay, let's talk about some happy news. Okay, so you've been a lot of people been saying Octavius, what's going on? Magnum, Cyborg, In the Note, The Glow, Hutchie. Who else we got here? Yeah, they're breaking up my ex-girlfriend. I mean, she want to know about me, and she's asking. This is the thing. She's an attorney, and she's asking a person that she was informed that there has been a protection order against this guy, okay, with my name on it and my ex-girlfriend's name on it, okay? But yet, she wants to talk to the guy. You know, I mean, I guess that makes sense. And so, like, it was a lot of stuff that I have learned about her, but you know what I mean? A lot of stuff I learned about her and her family. If it's true about the mom actually having that channel under her deceased son's name, the decedent son's name, that's a state fraud, if that would be the case. And it's also welfare fraud. So, like, the thing is, I am a auditor by nature. I see things, I can't help it. I see things that's broken and wrong, and it just come out of my mind like that. Okay, I did that for a long time in my career. Okay, I'm the kind of person look. I'm a very good auditor. Okay, so the thing about it is, the first time when I did hear, I'm here for it. Last time, say that I was like, if that's true, that is a serious crime. But see, I'm not trying to dig into their life. I'm not trying to go into like, oh, let me find out if he's been nice to women or whatever. And the most of the people that have been that I have slayed on my channel and embarrassed. Thank you for the super chat. Who did that? Let me see. What's going on, audio? Thanks for the logical breakdown based on policy and law. Listen up, Myjahnee. Myjahnee. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to you. I'm using OBS, so sometimes it's harder for me. What's going on? I'm here for it. So I'm using OBS, so it's harder for me sometimes to see the chat. So please do not feel like, don't feel bad about it. But so I had another weirdo. I don't know if it was a male, female, whoever, somebody that had an issue with Prime. You know what I'm saying? Filed when it said I owed them all kinds of stuff with, they say I owed them back. Labor law, I violated labor laws. I had them in Guantanamo Bay, and they put my name first, and then they put at all in the federal docket with Atlanta Street interviews, and then my ex-girlfriend's name. So I did edit the thing to show y'all. So let's show y'all. Like, people say, "Oh, you got a lawsuit against you, Octavius. You got a lawsuit against you." When I saw that, I said, I ain't gonna find out who this is. For one, I haven't been to Atlanta since 2014. I haven't done business with nobody. There's no contracts. You know what I'm saying? And for me to have something going on in federal court with some community, whatever the hell it was, I just like, well, let's see them do that. Okay? And so I just said, in the name of Jesus, God, get rid of this witchcraft, okay? And we'll show y'all what happened, right? Ain't did nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So, a community enhancement ministries. Okay, this person went out there. I looked up a community enhancement ministries. It don't have no filing in the state of Georgia, from what I could find. It's not a 501c3. It's not a business. I looked up the address to the place. It was some house or something like that. It was something like that. All right. So they put defendant Octavius. Shout out to Brenda for subscribing. They put defendant Octavius in my last name, Atlanta Street area. Then they put Erica, which is my ex-girlfriend. I'm just saying my girlfriend, right? For now, just so y'all just know. They put her name. All right. This is case number. So I had the idiots over there in another sector. They was like, they feel like you got papers on you. You need to worry about that. Need to worry about that. I said, what I need to worry about? I ain't gonna sign no contracts. You know, just like I ain't signing no contracts for Myjahnee. You know what I mean? So when I looked at it, it was showing all this stuff about. We're gonna get into Myjahnee, but I just want to show y'all this. How you got weirdos out here. I don't know this person. I don't know who did this shit. So they went behind a fake They went behind a fake, looked like they went behind some kind of fake corporation or something with some house as the location that looked like it was just like, you look ran down, and you can look it up yourself if you want to. Use the thing right there. No, because they actually put their address in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Where they were located as a business and everything. So because they signed, they filed this as a business, they were saying shit about copyright, trademark. They were saying shit about being an alien, like held in Guantanamo Bay, some crazy ass shit. They signed off on every federal check on the cause of action. That motherfucker signed every goddamn thing. It said Octavius, the main culprit, was the one that, and also denied them benefits and shit. You know what I'm saying? So before I was going live, I was actually looking it up so I could tell y'all what it was. So part of the reason I was sued was failure to remit contributions owed to employees' benefit plans. Like that nigga, like I'm like Walmart. Whoever it was, they thought I was Walmart. And I looked up the name. It's like some female Arab name or something like that. You know what I mean? Must be like somebody like a Moor or something like that that did some weird shit. It said breach of fiduciary duties by plan administrators. When the fuck have I been an administrator over some goddamn community bullshit? Whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Okay. Then denial of benefits or improper handling of claims. Damn, I got a whole claims department, me. You know what I'm saying? Failure to provide a required plan for information to participants. Okay? Like, nigga, I'm running HR for whoever this is. They are a corporation. All that. It was just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow. But that person checked off everything. The judge told him to say, okay, since you filed as a corporation, you need to come and you need to get your attorney to appear in court. So let's go back to that. So we see, therefore, no later than August 18, 2025, the plaintiff is ordered to have his attorney an appearance in this case. Failure to comply with this order will result in imposition of sanctions, including up to dismissal of this case. So they were ordered by the judge, a federal judge, to come in with they stuff right, which they didn't. And so they're like, the haters were like, oh yeah, you got a case. So I just look, okay, look at the docket. You know what I mean? Then August 27, a deadline to District Judge Tiffany R. Johnson. Civil case terminated. Okay? Order. This action is dismissed without prejudice for failure to obey a lawful court, order of the court. The clerk is directed to close this case, signed by Judge Tiffany R. Johnson. Bless your soul. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So whatever weirdo that was trying to thought it was going to get some kind of clout of this, you know, you didn't, nigga. You didn't. Okay? Clerk judge dismissed without prejudice, failure to obey order of the court. Please refer to blah, blah, blah. And the clerk certificate of mailing to Community Enhancement Ministries, read order 7. Okay, so you see that judgment. So I don't need to. He got caught. He got papers out here. He got all kind of papers, and he ain't taking care of his business. Okay, so whatever y'all tried to do failed, nigga. It failed, and that's what it is. We ended that. All right. Let me go back here so I can just take that down. End of that. All right. All right. So let's get into. Hold on a second. Oh, excuse me. I had to go off camera for a second. All right. So let's get into what this person was talking about when it comes down to the court case and all that shit. But basically, I've showed y'all before that this is a situation. Myjahnee is over there running game, in my opinion. Even also doing that threatening of calling the police. The first time she did a live talking shit, I could have went on ahead and reported her to the bar association, and you know what I'm saying. And at the same time, I'm here for it. Could have did the same thing. I myself have like, okay, I don't want to like. This is, you know, how corrupt this person is. I don't know, but at the end of the day, she was over there making assumptions about fraud in the beginning. Fraud and perjury. There is no aspect of fraud. The fraud would be is that we did the DMCA claim under false pretenses. We did it in respect of the law, and I did it as an authorized representative for I'm here for. It's the end of the matter. So what you did was you thought you was going to do all kind of slick shit and play with the people at YouTube, and the fucking video got reposted back. And at the same time, like I said, you as if you want to be respected as an attorney, you going around here suing people for $75,000 at minimum in federal court, go walk in federal court as a pro se litigant because you're not getting an attorney, which is going to look bad for you as an attorney walking in there. Then you didn't even have the proper setup with the U.S. Copyright Office, which you knew it was going to get rejected, right? Oh, someone blocked him? Let me see something. All right, I'll get to it. Let me see. Oh, yeah, but she didn't have the proper, she would have walked in there, she would have looked like a damn fool as a so-called professional. You know what I'm saying? And even being online, now you're associating with a group of people, you know what I'm saying, that go back and forth between sectors. You know, last year, I guess y'all had certain brother fuckers from Virginia that was over there, you know what I'm saying, and fuck their daddy and their brother and all that incest shit. Now you importing another weirdo, you know what I'm saying, that said he wanted to hold down a 3-year-old boy while his transsexual twin brother, which both of them are 5'2", mind you, a real troll, was going to grape the little boy. I posted the video on my community wall. It was one of the first posts where I was responding to Myjahnee, showing what kind of character this person is. And when he is over there in that space, he is going to cuss one of you ladies the fuck out and drag your kids. That's what he specializes in doing. The B sector, a lot of them over there are cowards. So what they do, they just try to contain him, and they say they rock with him, but they don't go to his channel, okay? Because they know the nigga crazy. The first thing he would do is try to dox you, and he would try to befriend, just like he's befriending Myjahnee. He did the same thing he did the same thing to Kiki. That's how Kiki was oblivious to who this person was. Oh, I'm gonna help you out. People bullying you, whatever. You know, but let's talk on the back end and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was very upset today, calling me all kind of names, saying that he was gonna call. He was making threats that he was calling my mom to say all disgusting stuff, saying this, making up all these delusional lies and everything like that about, you know, certain people in my family being disabled, pissing and shitting on themselves when he has no idea of anybody in my family. Okay. The motherfucker has no idea about who I am other than he's been stalking and being a man fan since I've been with Kiki. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And he has had his pages taken. The last major time he lost his page was because I reported him to the national, missing exploited children. I reported him to the website because he kept posting pictures of underage children in the street sector, of women's grandchildren in the street sector. And I posted it. He even put eggplants beside the little boy's mouth, and even said things like he's going to grow up to be a yagget. You know what I'm saying? In a whole stronger word. He also even went as far as, I told you about the twin brother, make commentary about that. Then say he's going to be a little gay. This is a 3-year-old boy. Okay? This is the 3-year-old boy. Then he posted a picture of a little girl that was attending her grandmother's funeral that died in the street sector. This is a trifling ass piece of shit. And I mean, understand, if like water seeks its own level, and if that's what Myjahnee and her mom are used to, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand she said she was on blood and on Pyru and gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I get it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what y'all want to represent, the dark side and the darkness and shit like that, it's fitting. I already know. But if I see that's where you're going with it, because I'm telling you, I haven't put my cape on. I have not put my cape on. I have not been, like, I will strike the fuck out your channel. You know what I'm saying? I will. You know what I mean? I will. You know what I mean? Now, I just been like playing it safe. And I'm not talking, that's a general statement, but I'm just saying when it comes down to a lot of bullshit, if I see that you're a dark motherfucker and you're on that goddamn shit with the kids and you don't give a fuck because you're trying to do something that you think that's gonna get me out of body with a motherfucker I've been bodying for years. I took 7 of this fuck nigga's pages, okay? They had a sick obsession with my woman, with my ex-girlfriend, to the point where she had just recently got a restraining order on him. Okay? And it doesn't matter what apologists or weirdos or clout chasers have to say about the situation. If Kiki does not want to share her information with you, that's cool. But you can call the New Orleans Police Department, if you know his full name, and you could ask, hey, is there a restraining order on that individual? And they will say yes. Okay? And that's all the fuck that matters. But if I see that you're a dark, evil motherfucker, trust me, I will put on my wings and I will banish the fuck out you. Okay? And that just in general. That's not to Myjahnee, the professional victim. Okay? Because I already know how niggas get, oh my God, he said that. He says he's going to banish me. He's going to do things to me. He's going to do things to me. Okay? Somebody said they were blocked. Let me go through this. I don't see you. Somebody said they were blocked. I don't see them blocked. You know, I don't see you blocked on this end. Okay. So that's that. I mean, and then also, we go. Also, the thing is, what she doesn't want is she's been weaponizing this thing about an attorney, and in my opinion, it seems like she went through some things with her professional career. It didn't go well. There may have been some there may have been some that's like that's a lot for a lot of people, that shit called PTSD. And some people never recover, like, okay, damn, I was discriminated against and I lost. You know what I'm saying? And these people are saying that I tampered with evidence and shit like that, whether it's true or false. You know what I mean? And then not being able to practice law. Like, it's Friday. What the fuck were you doing going up and downstairs? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's Friday. If you was like really a bougie motherfucker, wouldn't you be at not Planet Fitness, you'd be at like at least LA Fitness at minimum. Okay, Planet Fitness, and this costs like $10, $12 a month. You would have been at like at least at LA Fitness, where you pay like $35, or Gold's Gym or some shit like that, where you done, you get a massage. You know what I'm saying? Get cryo treatment and shit like that, like a real bad bitch. But you're running up and down the stairs like goddamn Rocky, okay? And you're up there clout chasing my name, talking about you're gonna put a black man in jail because you can't explain to your crowd how that goddamn video came back because you was bullshitty. You got what happened to the people's money? Where's the people's money when it comes down to you taking their money? Because I ain't take nobody money. You know what I mean? One thing you're gonna see about Octavius been down bad. There ain't no secret about it. I've been down bad. Niggas done roasted me about it. You know what I'm saying? Been through a lot of shit. Been fat as hell. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of things. But Octavius ain't come out, please, y'all, give me some money. Please. You know what I'm saying? Never. And never. I ain't never said whatever. I ain't never did no crowdfunding, nothing. I ain't shitting on nobody that does that. But what I am saying, that there's a difference. But if I did that, if there would be accountability, and when I was doing something like that for my friend Rob years ago, the money, I told them to go to the sheriff's office to give the money, okay, to the sheriff's office. And I still had some weird ass brotherfucker from Virginia you know what I'm saying, that's back in that goddamn pedophile that's from the beef sector, you know what I'm saying, to come over here now again. That's just another face of that brother fucker, okay? The brother daddy fucker, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then at the same time, why is it like everybody y'all have these dealings with or these niggas y'all sign with, they all have some kind of like fucking like some fucking weirdo shit where it's some incest shit or niggas have obsession with motherfucking kids. Okay? I mean, we're not the same. I mean, hey, you may have more education than me, but I don't consort with motherfuckers like that. At all. I ain't gonna talk on the phone with a nigga say he want to F a kid or piss in a little girl's mouth, and it's on my community wall. All that shit. After I'm done, y'all go check out the community wall. Check out that one video with the alert, especially where he says he want to piss in a little girl's mouth. You want to call him pedophile. It is what it is. This is what he has declared to himself and said it's okay for people to call him that. And so he's a self-admitted pedophile. And this is the person that you're soliciting my information from. I'm trying to solicit information from on me that you knew would be skewed, and also at the same time just got paperwork saying that he had a TPO on him for to like not fuck with a nigga and not fuck like basically in general not mess with my girlfriend and her daughter mainly, you know what I'm saying? But you as an attorney want to deal with a nigga like that. All he's gonna do is tell you some shit about my ex and our fuck ups online. You know what I'm saying? From time to time, you know, it was a real relationship. It's open to the people. Saw a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It for things manifested online, good things and bad things. You know what I'm saying? We're past all that. You know what I mean? But that's what I guess that would be the drag or whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, do you notice I don't give a fuck about the nigga you fucking? I don't give a fuck about the bitch you may be fucking or licking. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck where you live. I don't give a fuck about your background or what you're doing. What I do give a fuck about is when you over there saying that you're gonna like line a nigga up, put a nigga in jail on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't stomach the fact that some nigga on the other side of the country did better paperwork than you and understood YouTube policy and YouTube copyright better than you, and you failed. You sat there and bullshitted the whole time, posted all these goddamn this shit with no seal, all these damn paperwork about legal arguments with no fucking paperwork on them. None of that shit. I'm like, where the fuck the seal at? Where's the county seal? Where's the county shit with the county clerk sealing that shit? It was none of that shit. I said, I'm here for it. Where the fuck is the seal on the paper? There is none. She ain't did shit. And then I was like, I'm here for it. It's like, oh, I just need that video back. I said, video coming back. Trust me. I said, she ain't did shit. She ain't do the proper things. And now she's embarrassed because a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Outperformed her. And also going to court over a fucking screenshot. And from what I heard, you know what I'm saying? It was where even it was the photo, the original photo of the screenshot was removed. It removed an individual from the photo, so it was transformative in action, which goes into another level of copyright. Okay, copyright protection. That the original work was transformative, and it was no value, no market value or anything to your loss on your channel. You did not lose money because of that. Actually, you actually gained money. You know what I'm saying? You gained money by saying that you had an issue, by saying that you showed that you had $100 come in on your channel over there. At minimum, somebody sent you $100, and we know you got more than that. Okay? So it was all bullshit the whole time. You really good at bullshit. Yeah. She's a sore loser. And she wanted to try to line me up, thinking that was gonna be something sweet. Oh, we're just gonna line him up, and I'm gonna go ahead and have it where Prime, play this game back and forth with me, like she really is she really that girl Nigga, you ain't got a leg to stand on. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got a goddamn thing on me. You know what I mean? So stop playing with the people, acting like there is some kind of cause of action that you have at all. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, if you were to call, just check it out. If she were to call the West Palm Beach Police Department, where I live, if she were to do that, you know what would happen? Nothing. The police ain't gonna do a shit. She would have to report me to the Bar Association, and then they would have to probably, I guess they would have to summons me to do some hearing and shit to see if I'm practicing law, which I'm absolutely fucking not. It's a civil matter, okay? It's a civil matter. Ain't no police gonna come pick no nigga up because they're talking about an authorized representative. And at the end of the day, it'll be if I get it unauthorized by I'm here for it, okay? If it was unauthorized, and I was doing the most with that woman's name or her channel, then it would be some kind of issues. But outside of that, it ain't a damn thing. And anything I ever did, I don't know why the fuck you're trying to audit my goddamn my past work with anybody I've done. You know what I'm saying? Because the claims were real. Every claim I ever did was real. One thing I will not do is put myself at jeopardy for some niggas online, you know what I'm saying, to go to jail over some bullshit. I'm not like a lot of these niggas. I won't do the most to talk about your people's kids, posting children, posting the motherfucker's address and all that shit. So my good name could be fucked up forever on some bullshit for some raggedy ass niggas on the other side of a goddamn black string. It ain't gonna fucking happen. Okay? I ain't that goddamn stupid. And I won't do it for a fucking attorney either. Okay? Now, like I said, if they're over there saying that shit, you need to worry about what if your mom has that situation, right? I mean, I hope it's not true that, you know what I mean, your mom is holding that goddamn having that channel in her name collecting funds and shit while at the same time collecting disability, social security and food stamps and some more shit, you know what I'm saying, and getting all kind of aid and Medicaid and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I hope that is a falsehood. I hope that is some dreamy shit. I hope that is some shit that's a rumor. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, nigga, that's some federal. Now that's federal. That's some shit that a motherfucker can report. Okay? It's called estate fraud. That's what it's called. Okay? It's called estate fraud. And what the fuck a dead person is doing with a YouTube channel. Okay? What the fuck a dead person do with a YouTube channel? It doesn't make sense. It's some bullshit. I hope, like you was crowdsourcing some rumor shit about me. I hope that shit is a lie. I hope that shit is like some shit that maybe your mom trolled, or maybe if they looked that shit up, it was a mistake or something like that. You know what I mean? But probably not. Okay? Probably motherfucking not. So I am not getting into your shit. Like, trust me, you don't want me to get into your shit. Because I guarantee the shit that niggas can say they know about me, it ain't a damn thing criminal. It ain't a damn thing where I said some shit about somebody fucking kids or whatever the fuck, or posting their children like the motherfuckers you're associating with. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what's going down with me. So let me see what's up. Where we at with it? Yeah. Oh yeah, we had to get it right. So, as a matter of fact, y'all think I'm playing with it. Let's go ahead and, since they call me the AI man, let's talk to the AI about it.
Hey, Octavius, what's on your mind?
What's going on? We was talking earlier about estate fraud, where a person could have a YouTube channel in a decedent's name that they are their administrator over their estate, while at the same time collecting funds and at the same time collecting welfare and Section 8 and things like that, benefiting off the government.
That's a serious issue if someone's using a deceased person's identity to run a business and claim welfare benefits. That's definitely fraud, and it could lead to serious legal consequences. These kinds of situations are complex and often require investigation by authorities. What sparked your curiosity about this?
I just want to know if it is like, what is the legality of it? What is the severity of it? What laws are pertaining, especially in California?
It's illegal to use a deceased person's identity for any kind of financial gain, including running a YouTube channel, collecting welfare, or Section 8 benefits. It falls under fraud, which is a serious offense in California and can lead to charges like identity theft, welfare fraud, and more. The severity.
I just really hope that's not true about but go ahead, explain more.
All right. Using a deceased person's identity for business or to collect government benefits is considered identity theft and fraud. In California, this is illegal and comes with severe penalties. The law includes both criminal and civil penalties, depending on the extent of the fraud. Identity theft can lead to fines and imprisonment, and in cases of welfare fraud, there can be additional penalties, such as repayment of benefits received and disqualification from future aid. It's a serious matter that authorities take action against. Is there something specific you heard that made you concerned?
Okay, how much? What would on average? What would be the? I want you to tell me what would be the penalties for that on average. All those things combined.
In California, penalties for identity theft and welfare fraud can be pretty severe. These offenses can be charged as misdemeanors or felonies, depending on the case specifics. For misdemeanor welfare fraud, penalties might include up to a year in county jail and fines. For felonies, the penalties can be more severe, with imprisonment and higher fines. If the fraud involves large amounts or complex schemes, the consequences can be even more significant. So it's essential to address these matters with care and legal guidance.
Someone said, you shouldn't believe everything you hear reported.
Absolutely, skepticism is healthy. It's crucial to verify information through reliable sources and get a clear understanding of the facts. News can sometimes be sensationalized or misinterpreted, so it's wise to look at the evidence and consider multiple viewpoints. When it comes to legal matters, consulting with experts or legal professionals can also provide clarity. Keep asking questions and seeking the truth.
Yeah, I mean, see, this is just one session where I just wanted to dig a little bit in your background and start looking at some stuff. But I didn't. Right. This is just one of the things that. But I want you to say hello to the YouTube people. I say hello.
Hey there, YouTube fam. Hope you're all doing well.
All right.
Okay, Octavius. Anything else on your mind?
Yes. I had an attorney make false assumptions that being an authorized representative for a counter notification DMCA response is illegal, especially if I'm using case law.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any legality to that?
Being an authorized representative for a DMCA counter notification is legal. It means you have the right to send a counter notice on someone's behalf. The key is to ensure you're authorized to act for that person and that your response is accurate and made in good faith. Using a case number doesn't inherently make it illegal. Just make sure your actions align with the law and you should be fine.
When it comes down to the fraud, how can someone report estate fraud in those situations if it is true?
Mm-hmm.
Well, give me the logistics on it.
All right. To report estate fraud, you typically start by gathering any evidence or documentation related to the suspected fraud. Then you can contact local law enforcement or the district attorney's office to report the fraud. In cases of welfare fraud, you can also reach out to the state's welfare fraud hotline or the appropriate government agency. It's important to provide as much detail and evidence as possible to support your claim. Remember, reporting fraud is a serious matter, so it's crucial to be accurate and honest in your reporting.
And yes, if it's speculation, do not report. Are we correct on that?
Absolutely, you're spot on. Reporting.
Continue.
Absolutely. It's critical to have concrete evidence before reporting fraud. Speculating or making accusations without proof can lead to misunderstandings and potentially harm innocent people. If you suspect fraud, gather as much factual information as possible before deciding to report it. Acting responsibly ensures that the investigation focuses on actual issues and helps avoid unnecessary complications.
Okay. Y'all have any more questions for the AI? Just type them in the chat,
And I'm here to help with whatever you need. Keep the questions coming and let's explore more together.
Okay, let's talk about an attorney reaching out to someone, soliciting information on a person from their chat, and that person just so happened to be a person that was recently under a TPO restraining order, and they are targeting the person that has that restraining order over that person. They're targeting that person's boyfriend. How does that work?
If someone is under a temporary restraining order, contacting them or people close to them, like a boyfriend, might violate the order. The purpose of a restraining order is to prevent harassment or contact. So an attorney soliciting information from someone close to the protected person could be problematic. It might be seen as an attempt to circumvent the order, which could have legal consequences. If there's a restraining order in place, it's best to respect its terms and avoid any actions that could be interpreted as harassment or intimidation.
Okay. So that person that's under that restraining order, that lawyer should have nothing to do with that person, especially if they're involved in any kind of like discord or legal matters, for the sake of the person that has the restraining order. Am I correct?
You're spot on. If there's a restraining order, the lawyer should steer clear of any contact with the protected person, especially in legal or online matters. Keeping a strict boundary is crucial to avoid any perception of harassment or legal misconduct. It's all about respecting the restraining order's terms and ensuring no indirect or direct contact occurs.
So would that be third-party contact, especially if that person is making YouTube videos addressing the person or talking about the person after the restraining order is in effect?
Yes, that could be considered third-party contact.
And wouldn't that be standard in most restraining orders?
Yes, that's correct. Most restraining orders include provisions against third-party contact, meaning that the restrained person cannot use others to communicate or interact with the protected person. Making YouTube videos addressing or talking about the protected person could be considered a violation.
And that isn't that standard in most protection orders, especially in the state of Virginia?
Yes, it's quite standard in most protection orders, including in Virginia. These orders typically prohibit direct or indirect contact, including through third parties or online. So making YouTube videos addressing the protected person or discussing them could be seen as a violation. It's all about ensuring the protected person feels safe and free from harassment.
What about an attorney knowingly soliciting that person that is under that restraining order for information on that person's
In that case, if an attorney knowingly solicited information from someone under a restraining order about the protected person, it could be considered
Or to
unethical.
protect the person's boyfriend. Let's say that.
Got it. If an attorney knowingly solicited information from someone protected by a restraining order, such as the boyfriend of the person who has the order, it could be seen as an attempt to circumvent the order. This could potentially be a violation depending on the restraining order's specific terms. Attorneys must act within legal and ethical boundaries, especially when dealing with sensitive situations.
Okay, what would be the penalty for that attorney doing so with a full knowledge of that?
Penalties for an attorney knowingly violating the boundaries of a restraining order can vary. They might face disciplinary actions from the State Bar Association, which could include fines, suspension, or even disbarment. Additionally, they could face legal consequences for contempt of court or other violations. It really depends on the circumstances and the severity of the misconduct.
All right. So do I have to worry about being an authorized representative for a DMCA counter notification if the person I represented is in full compliance with it? Do I have to worry about me getting arrested or being in trouble with the Bar Association due to this attorney allegedly wanting to put me in jail or call the police on me?
Being an authorized representative for a DMCA counter notification in full compliance should not get you in trouble with the law or the Bar Association if you're following the legal norms. The attorney's threats might be just that, threats. If you're acting within your rights and following the DMCA process, you should not be at risk of arrest or professional misconduct allegations. However, if you feel threatened or unsure, consulting with your own legal counsel could provide clarity and peace of mind.
Yeah, I might go to legal aid. Yeah, I might go to legal aid.
That sounds.
I'm scared. Scared, guys. Guys, make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 350 people in the chat. Probably got more than that because this is what I can see from OBS. Usually I'd be like 20 short from what it'd be. Hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. There's no show like this out here. So let's see. Let's see what else. So now this AI has co-hosted with me multiple times. So all right. So
Yep.
just checking out y'all comments.
Gotcha.
Someone asked, how can you find out if the YouTube page is in someone else's name? A lot of times, well, go ahead, explain it.
All right. To find out if a YouTube page is in someone else's name, you can start by checking the About section of the channel. Sometimes creators list their contact info or name there. Another way is to look for links to social media or websites that might have more details. And you can always reach out directly to the creator if they provide contact information.
And a lot of times when they do a DMCA takedown, they have to sign in the name of the channel. That's a requirement.
That makes sense. When filing.
Go ahead. Continue.
When filing a DMCA takedown, the claimant usually needs to sign under the name associated with the channel or the rights holder's name. This is a legal assertion of their rights, so it's important for the information to be accurate and reflect the rightful owner or representative.
Right. So that's how a lot of times you do find out the channel name, who the channel name is in order to do a proper DMCA takedown. That's a lot of times when I receive copyrights or work with other people, the name has to be accurate with the channel owner. Okay. So that That's one of the things. It's a lot of times it actually, I don't know about now, but it would block you a lot of times from ever. It'll block you if you don't have the proper name in YouTube Studio when you're doing a DMCA takedown there, because it'll be like, oh, it doesn't recognize the name.
Right, YouTube systems often require accurate information to process a DMCA takedown. If the name doesn't match the registered channel owner or rights holder, it may not recognize the takedown request.
Okay, how ethical it is for an attorney in the state of California to collect funds saying that they are using those funds to make a federal court filing within 10 days and they have failed to do so from their YouTube crowd.
It's unethical for an attorney in California or anywhere to solicit funds under false pretenses, like claiming they'll file a federal court case within a specific time frame and then failing to do so. This could lead to disciplinary action from the California State Bar and potential legal consequences. Attorneys are expected to maintain honesty and integrity in their dealings, including fundraising activities.
Yeah, so I'm letting y'all hear everything. Yeah, y'all didn't think y'all was gonna get this, huh? Y'all really didn't think that we were going to dive deep. What's going on, LGI? What's good? What's going on, LGI? All right, so I want to also get into. Let's talk about. So we have an expert witness here. We have AI here. What is your name?
I'm co-pilot. Happy to be your sidekick.
Okay, so we have our co-pilot here, and we're asking some questions and stuff. We have a computer here. Okay, so we're actually getting accurate information. And okay, so there's been also a misunderstanding about. We're going to talk about restraining orders. Okay, so some idiot was saying something about a federal. That a restraining order was done federally in the state of Virginia, and I guess they don't understand jurisdictions. So let's talk about jurisdictions and the difference between state and federal jurisdictions, especially when it comes to restraining orders.
Okay, so restraining orders are typically issued at the state level. They deal with personal matters like harassment or domestic violence within a specific state. Federal jurisdiction comes into play when issues cross state lines or involve federal laws, but restraining orders are usually not federal. The confusion might be from a misunderstanding of the order's reach or miscommunication about the legal process. State and federal jurisdictions handle different aspects of law, and understanding the distinction is key.
Okay, so when a restraining order goes into place, how is that person affected in that one state alone, or are they affected in all 50 states and in territories?
A state-issued restraining order is generally enforceable in all 50 states and U.S. territories due to the full faith and credit clause of the U.S. Constitution, which requires states to respect the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state. So, the restrictions apply wherever the person goes within the U.S. This ensures the protection is consistent no matter where you are.
Yeah, so some people still have they still have the misconception about states' rights that are in limited capacity, especially after the Civil War. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's a common misconception. While states do have rights, federal law and the Constitution set overarching principles that all states must follow. The balance between state and federal power has evolved, especially post-Civil War, to ensure a unified nation. Sometimes people get mixed up about where state authority ends and federal oversight begins, but federal law prevails in areas of conflict.
Oh, thank you so much. Uh, thank you so much. Live, live, laugh, and love. Shout out to you. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and give a billion replies to that. Shout out to you for that. For that $100 cash, like super chat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He said you're welcome. Okay, now the misconception about the federal tie-in to the restraining orders that are done on state levels. Let's talk about that part so we can educate the crowd. When it is done, whether even if it is a TPO or a validated restraining order or whatever, or indefinite, does it go into a federal database of some sort?
Yes, restraining orders can be entered into a federal database. For example, the National Crime Information Center, NCIC, maintains a protection order file that law enforcement across the country can access. This ensures that protective orders are recognized and enforceable nationwide, bridging the gap between state and federal levels.
Yeah. So as you see, guys, don't these people out here that are being these YouTube lawyers, I'm not saying but I actually come out here with my stuff. I'm not a lawyer. Okay? But I don't come out here with facts, you know what I'm saying, that haven't been validated or cross-examined by at least a computer or knowledge that is attainable to me or whatever. That's just attainable to anybody, to be honest. But a lot of people out here making theories, and they're, to be honest, they're setting that one guy up, making him feel like there's some kind of like maneuverability around what he's got going on, and there is not. Okay, there is not. All right. So whatever person, okay, can a person, a lay person, just go and look up a restraining order, say in Virginia, for example?
It depends on the jurisdiction. In many cases, restraining orders are not publicly accessible to protect the privacy of the individuals involved. However, certain information may be accessible through court records, depending on local laws and regulations. Access might require specific permissions or be limited to involved parties and legal representatives.
So these cases are like cases under seal in a certain sense because it involves a lot of privacy and sensitive information. Am I correct? Oh, thank you so much, y'all, for the cash checks. Go ahead, reply to it.
Exactly. Restraining orders are often treated with a high level of confidentiality to protect the privacy and safety of the parties involved. The specific rules can vary by jurisdiction, but access to these records is typically restricted to protect sensitive information.
Right. So no random person can just go and get the details of the case, especially if the person, say, for example, the defendant did not show up to the case. What information would they have access to, especially if they didn't show up and they don't even live in the state?
If the defendant didn't show up, the court might issue a default judgment against them. As for access to information, it would be limited. Generally, only those directly involved in the case, like the parties or their legal representatives, typically have access to full details. Public access.
Continue. Continue. So it's not a matter of public access. Thank you. Thank you again. Live, laugh, and love. Thank you so much again for the memberships, buying the memberships. So there's been a lot of false narratives. We came out here, we shot it down, especially when it came down to these lies. You know what I'm saying? Like the dark side loves to lie. I came out here, I said, let me put on the white t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? We putting on a, you know what I'm saying? We coming out here like a saint today. Okay? Because if we just spitting nothing but truth, unapologetically, okay, to these devils out here. If people want to consort with pedophiles and self-admitted pedophiles because they're spiteful, because their whatever charade is being exposed. That's fine. Okay. I that is to be expected of the ops. Okay.
You're
Go ahead. Reply.
You're definitely making your stance clear. Truth and transparency seem to be your focus right now. It's important to stand by your principles, especially when addressing serious accusations. Keep pushing forward with the truth.
Yeah. So when it comes to restraining orders, y'all, as you see, it's like a case under seal. So, for example, I filed a case, it's under seal. If you're not a party to the case, but until that person actually gets served, they don't know what's going on with that case that's under seal because it involves privacy. If you are involved with these trolls and demons on YouTube, do not file. You have an option to file under seal because these Negroes will take your information and they will split it up. They'll show it all out. They'll feel like because your name is on your full name will be displayed. They will like try to make all kind of content. There are so many lackluster content creators out here. I'm supposed to be the poorest content creator, yet at the same time, I have a gaming computer. And you see, I have OBS. I have AI talking to me. I have AI dictation, things like that. AI images are all self-created. Okay? And because of that, you know what I mean? You see that I invested to the craft, but there's a lot of scallywags and losers out here that will try to go into your life and pick it apart, especially if you're talented. You know what I'm saying? They try to give you complexes. Hey, I'm the fat in the beef sector. I'm the fattest nigga in the beef sector, and I ain't even fat. Okay, I'm not even fat. I used to be. But that's the mindset that a lot of people have. Okay, so there's a lot of weirdos. Like we got people that have they had sex with their family. We got 5'2" guys that are 5'2", never slam dunk, never knew what it's like to knock a nigga out on the football field. We gotta turn the A off, because he gonna get mad. Yeah, never know. It's like just like bam, like just knock a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Be all county anything. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, have the nerve to be born stupid with bad genetics. Okay, and being a pregnant looking stud, you know, with the hair falling out, with dark circles and black necks and things like that, constantly hiding behind their camera and criticizing everybody and downing everybody's child because most children that are in 5th grade are taller than him. So I get it. Okay. But there's a lot of weirdos that will clout chase you when you are doing something. You know what I mean? When you do got the sauce or whatever, you do have the intellect, they are there to be your shadow.